As they use facial recognition technology in the truck cab to make a determination of whether a truck driver is getting drowsy, falling asleep, or paying attention to the road in front of them. What would be the situation that trucking companies would find themselves in after this piece of legislation passes?
Again, it limits the damages to per person versus per occurrence. If that company somehow wasn't aware of the law that's been in effect since 2008 and was somehow unable to obtain consent. Again, these are not complicated requirements here, just notice and consent.
No, and I guess that's part of the problem that I'm worried about, is I'm worried about a trucking firm, say out of Nebraska, that's taking a load out to New Jersey, transits I-80 across the state of Illinois, and they've got constant monitoring on the driver. They would be still in violation of the BIPA statute?
Well, I think that depends on, that's more of a jurisdictional or venue question for the courts and goes beyond the scope of this legislation today.
Workers are already protected. There can't be any threats against them of retribution or retaliation or reprisal or force or a promise of a benefit when discussing views, arguments, or opinions. Employers are already not allowed to do that. But this is going a step further. Some people establish their businesses as part of their religious beliefs or their political beliefs, or they do want to talk about unionization with their workers. And we are now taking away another tool that businesses have, in one sense, regarding their ability to talk to their workers and what's important to them. I asked in committee about the right of a store that opens up to sell Christian or Muslim or Jewish items, whether they can speak with their workers regarding their religion. And under this bill, they aren't exempted. Now, when this bill came over and they had worked on it a little bit, we saw a House bill first that didn't come to the floor. But there was an unions were going to be subject to it, as well as many religious institutions, and they were eventually backed out. But I don't think it went far enough, because we still have some companies that are going to be regulated that shouldn't have to be. In any event, I believe that this will eventually lead to nothing but a lot of litigation and cause our Attorney General to spend a lot of time and resources in defending it, when similar bills have been passed in other states, have already been challenged, and many of them already lost, at least in the initial process. So while I definitely like to protect the rights of workers, believe they need to be kept safe in the state of Illinois, I also don't believe in going too far and limiting the rights of business in the state of Illinois, and therefore would urge a no vote.
Workers want to work. Workers don't want to deal with nonsense at work. They want to work and they want to go home with their families. We've passed this bill in 6 or 7 other states, and many more are coming. We're on the way to 50 because workers want to work and they don't want to be mandated to attend wasted time meetings. They don't want to be inundated with stress. Let workers work. Please support this bill.